it's Anna, and today I am reviewing Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I am going to start with a spoiler-free review and then hop into a spoiler section, but I will let you know before I do that so that nobody gets spoiled, because nobody likes to get spoiled. So here we go. Basically, the premise of this book is there's this girl, Alina, and she is a soldier with her best friend Mal and her other friend Alexei, and they go to cross this thing called the Shadow Fold, which is basically just darkness. Like, you can't see anything, and it's super scary and like something out of our nightmares, okay? They get attacked by these creatures that live in the Shadow Fold, and Alina exhibits these type of powers, and she finds out that she is a Grisha. So there's like summoners who can work with like the earth or the water or fire, which they kind of reminded me of like the last Airbender stuff, and Corporalki, who are healers or like killers, I'm pretty sure. There were also Materialkai, who make metals and fabrics and magical seeming stuff like that. And Alina finds out she's one of them, and somehow they didn't find this out when she was a kid. So she goes to train and finds out all this stuff about herself and about the world, and I'm not going to spoil any of it for you, but it is amazing, and I should have read this book sooner. I loved this book. It has been so long since, I feel like anyway, since I read the start, like a new book in a fantasy series that gave me just that feeling that's like, yes, like these are the type of books I like, you know? Well, I guess I read Carvel in December, and that kind of gave me that feeling, but it's different because Carvel, I never know how to say it, guys. It's really good. I will link my review for that below. Anyway, it didn't give me, like, it's fantasy, but it's not like this type of fantasy, and I don't know how to explain the difference, but gosh, the last one I guess would be like Lady Midnight, but that wasn't even the start of a series. I don't know. Basically, it was just very refreshing to read a fantasy book like this. I loved Alina as a character. I don't really know why, because part of me was like, wow, she's kind of relatable, but she's not really. Like, I don't feel like I relate to her that much, but it's like her attitude and something she would think, I'll be like, yes, same. Like, that is what I would do in that situation, you know? She wasn't perfect, likable character, like purposely likable throughout the whole thing, but she didn't get on my nerves. Like, there's characters that you still like, but like they annoy the heck out of you because of their decision making and their logic. I am looking at you, Clary, Frey, and America Singer. I love you, but y'all need to make better decisions because that was annoying. Anyway, so I really, really loved Alina as a character and just the overall story arc. I'm not going to spoil anything. There's glitter on my ceiling. I'm not going to spoil anything, but Leigh Bardugo does such a good job of putting you in Alina's head that you believe everything right along with her and you think what she thinks, and it's just I love good fantasy books, you guys. The pacing was great, all the characters were great, the world building was really great. It was like this perfect mix of, like, because it is based on Russian folklore, and I would love to know like more about the folklore that it's based on. But anyway, so the world building was amazing because it was based kind of like in Imperial Russia as like the background, but it wasn't really Russia. Like, it's this fantasy world, it just has that feeling. And then there's a whole bunch of other original elements Bardugo mixes in, and I just loved that. I just want to spoil everything. The spoiler-free section is probably going to be pretty short. Sorry, guys. I feel like I'm the last person that's read this anyway, though, so I guess my one complaint with this book would be that Bardugo does just like throw us into the world, which can be good, and it was good to just kind of be immersed in it because that's what's happening to Alina as she goes and discovers all of her Grisha powers and everything. But I kept getting the three types of Grisha confused: the Earth Realkai, Materialkai, and Corporealkai. You get the general premise of those three categories, but then there's more like between them, and they all have colors that go with them. And I don't remember getting like an outright explanation of like, this is what this kind is, and what this kind is, and what this kind is. So you kind of had to learn as you go along. So I still have to always flip to the beginning to like check what each one is when like a major character is introduced as one of them. But I'm really not that worried about it. But overall, yes, I loved this book, and I would highly recommend you check it out. And I'm going to start giving spoilers right about now. So, bye non-spoilery people! Okay, like I was saying earlier about how we kind of just get so much into Elena's head. We get thrown into this world with her. I genuinely, right along with Elena, believed that the Darkling was like a good guy. I thought it was going to be like the type of Will Herondale type of vibe where he's like the misunderstood, like, bad guy. He's really not so bad. And right along with Alina, I was like, what the heck? He really is evil. How did I not see? It was one of those how did I not see that coming moments. Credit to Alina though. She wasn't like, no, you're wrong, Baghra, I'm staying here. Thank goodness she believed her and actually fled. I know we're supposed to think this, but whenever Mal wasn't writing back to her, I was like, Alina, it's not because of you, okay? There's something else going on. Oh, that's the other thing. When it was revealed that Mal was one of the, I don't know if we were supposed to assume that Mal was one of the people tracking the deer, the magical deer, but that was another like how did I not see that coming moment for me. Their relationship is so cute, how they were friends and now she jumped off the ship to save him. That whole climax was so intense, you know, and it's just the first book and you know the Darkling isn't dead or whatever, I'm sure. Speaking of people who probably aren't dead, I don't think Alexei is dead because he was introduced like so prominently at the beginning and then killed off so quickly. I think there is more to come for his story. Don't spoil me if you've read the other books, please, but I'm just putting this out here for me so that I can see if I was right. It was so sad with Genya and I don't know, words. Their whole friendship and watching that develop. Like, you wanted to be Genya/Genya. I don't know if it's a hard or soft G. You wanted to be her friend right along with Alina. I was like, I want to hang out with you. You're so nice. And just not knowing in the end whether any of it was genuine or just working with the Darkling was so sad. But I think we're going to see more from her too. I doubt she's dead and I doubt David is dead. Actually more than I doubt she's dead because David was introduced as kind of an important character. I feel like he's one of the ones that could like switch over to Alina's side and be friends with her and help her out in defeating the Darkling. Yes! It's actually sunny outside and there's light coming in my window and I know it's still not great lighting because I have a small window. Not small, but not huge. But it's better than filming in the dark. The whole thing with Alina taking control of her power again was so awesome and she was like talking before about how there was something nagging at her that she felt like she had to remember in order to like, beat the Darkling or escape or whatever. And I kept remembering the words that Baghra told her, your power serves you or something like that. Baghra basically said something to her about how she is the only one that can control her powers. And I was like, that's what you're trying to remember. Because when Baghra said it, she was like, oh, like I wasn't going to read any deeper meaning into what this crazy lady was saying. And I was like, you have to. This is why. But she ended up taking back control of her powers and escaping, and it was kind of heartbreaking reading that decision of her jumping off the boat. Oh, Zoya. She's going to be important again, I think. She didn't do that much in this book, but I feel like she's going to eventually. I don't know. Basically, overall, I loved this book, and I cannot wait to go pick up the next two. I would highly recommend it if you stuck around for the spoiler section anyway and haven't read it yet. But assuming you have read it, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Please don't spoil me for the next two because I want to read them and without being spoiled. If you want to read them, let me know. If you would subscribe and like, that would be amazing. And I really hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Bye!